Scott McTominay exits back on with Manuel Ugarte being lined up as his replacement. Diogo Dalot attracting interest from Real Madrid, and Aaron Wan-Bissaka compensation package revealed. These are some of the stories we will be discussing on this morning's show. But before we get into that, please do me one small favour. Smash a like on today's video. Let's try and see 1,000 likes on this episode. And if this is your first time watching, please subscribe to the channel. I'm live every single day at 8:30, 1:30 and 6. Everyone is welcome. Make sure you get involved. Right. I want to start the show off by talking a little bit about Matthijs de Ligt really quick, because I've seen a lot of stuff today on social media of people saying that you're signing a Bayern Munich reject, saying that you're signing a player that nobody else wanted, and all of this rubbish. And I want to squash that immediately, because Fabrizio has come out in the last couple of minutes saying that apparently de Ligt told Bayern Munich that he wanted to leave and join Manchester United before the Euros. He said his reason for leaving was that he wanted to feel important. So it's actually more that de Ligt wants to leave than Bayern Munich want to sell him. The story goes on to say that this is the moment where United made contact with his agent. He had other options from top clubs around Europe, but he only wanted to join Manchester United. And that's coming from Fabrizio Romano, who has no agenda, has no reason to put out lies or fake stories, saying that he wanted to leave Bayern Munich. It wasn't Bayern Munich who wanted rid of him, and that he only wanted to join Manchester United. As soon as he was aware of Manchester United's interest, he said to his agent and he said to Bayern Munich, I only want to go to Manchester United, which I love. I think that's amazing. And it's great to have players who are coming, who want to play for the badge, who want to play for Erik ten Hag. And yeah, I can't wait to see Matthijs de Ligt in a Manchester United shirt, hopefully on Friday against Fulham. So I'm absolutely buzzing about that one. Massive signing for Manchester United, £38 million. His medical is tomorrow on Monday, and so is Mazraoui's. Just a quick one as well. Aaron Wan-Bissaka is undergoing his medical right now as a new West Ham player. So we should get pictures of him in the West Ham shirt later on today. The deal is worth £15 million plus £5 million in add-ons. So the total package could go as high as £20 million for Aaron Wan-Bissaka, which, when you think that we're buying Mazraoui for only £13 million, I think we've got ourselves a really good deal there. Mazraoui is 26, Wan-Bissaka is 26. Mazraoui missed less games through injury last season than Wan-Bissaka. So for all of the people who say, oh, Mazraoui's injury prone, this, that and the other, go and have a look at the stats from last year. Mazraoui missed less games than Wan-Bissaka. He's on about the same wages, so that's not a problem. Yeah, really happy with these two deals. And I think, to get 20 million, including add-ons for Wan-Bissaka, is really good business for Manchester United. And yeah, I'm happy about it. And it has been revealed as well in the last couple of minutes, because I know a lot of people have been asking me about this, how much money Aaron Wan-Bissaka received for leaving Manchester United. And it's not as bad as we thought it was going to be. So just to give you the full picture, Aaron Wan-Bissaka was entitled to 50% of any transfer fee because he's in the final year of his contract. This is some strange part of the deal that the Glazers gave him when he had his contract extended by 1 year. So he was entitled to 50%. As I said a couple of minutes ago, Manchester United have received 20 million total, 15 guaranteed, plus 5 million achievable add-ons. Now, apparently, this has been confirmed by multiple people that Wan-Bissaka's compensation package is £5 million. So he's got 5 million, we've got 10 million guaranteed, and if he goes to West Ham and hits his targets, we will get another 5 million. So I'm happy with that. I think it's not terrible. Like, he could have asked for more. £5 million. I mean, it's happy days for Wan-Bissaka. And I still have to question why the Glazers have these things in the contracts, but that's a whole conversation for another day. So Wan-Bissaka receives £5 million. That is the headline. But moving on from that, I want to jump on over to Scott McTominay, because Fabrizio Romano has come out in the last couple of minutes saying that Casemiro will stay at Manchester United this season, which I think we can all expect and agree. Nobody seems to want to buy Casemiro. The Saudi clubs seem to have pulled out of the race for him, so he's staying put. That's fine. But he says, keep an eye on Scott McTominay, as there is a chance he will leave still. So that's really positive. And we know that Fulham are still interested in Scott McTominay. We know that they put in a bid last week of, I think it was £20 million. And we know that Manchester United have put out into the press that we need to sell a player in order to buy Manuel Ugarte. And from what we're hearing this afternoon, is that apparently McTominay will be that player that is going to leave. So yeah, let's wait and see what happens with that one. Fabrizio also confirms that outgoings are needed to pursue a deal for Manuel Ugarte. This was on one of his live shows about an hour ago. So if we want to get Manuel Ugarte, we need to let Scott McTominay go. And Fabrizio has confirmed that there are no bids for Casemiro. Casemiro is probably going to stay at the club, but McTominay is probably going to leave. So that's positive. That's good. And I think the last couple of weeks of the window are going to be really, really busy for Manchester United. Obviously, Wan-Bissaka's going. Lindelof's apparently on his way out, with multiple different Italian and Saudi clubs supposedly wanting to buy him for around £6 to £9 million. McTominay looks like he's going to leave. There's question marks about Pellistri. 1 year left of his contract. He's probably going to go. Hannibal Mejbri's probably going to go. He's got 1 year left. So just to give you a little roundup, McTominay, Lindelof, Wan-Bissaka, Hannibal, Pellistri, those five are probably going to be heading out of the club. There's also obviously the chance that Jadon Sancho goes as well. PSG have been trying to sign Desiree Doué for the last kind of 2 or 3 months, really, and they haven't been able to succeed in that deal. It looks like Bayern Munich are going to get Desiree Doué, and that will probably now mean that PSG come back in for Jadon Sancho. So that's another one to keep an eye on. But as it stands at the moment, the most likely people to be sold is McTominay. Obviously, Wan-Bissaka's all but gone. Lindelof, Pellistri and Hannibal. So we could probably see another 5 players leaving before the end of the window, which will be good, I think. And it makes a lot of sense. Like, I understand we need to raise funds. I understand that Manchester United don't want to overinflate the wage bill. And selling those players that I've just mentioned will bring in some much needed funds and will raise quite a lot of money off our wage bill. You know, if you get rid of Lindelof, he's on 120k. Wan-Bissaka's on 100k. McTominay's on about 80k. I mean, those 3 players alone, that's 300k a week in wages, about 15 million a season. Obviously, Pellistri and Hannibal aren't on particularly big wages, but overall, we're doing good work here, and I'm really, really impressed with what Ineos are doing so far. So really, really happy about that. But then let's move on to Manuel Ugarte. So Fabrizio has also said this morning that Manuel Ugarte is considered the perfect midfield signing. The main issue is currently the price. He says the important options for United at this stage are either that PSG drop their price or Manchester United sell a player. So obviously we've just spoke about the player that could be sold, which is obviously Scott McTominay. McTominay goes, and then we go and bring in Manuel Ugarte as his replacement. Because what you have to remember here is, right, all of these deals that we've done this summer have been spread over like a 3 or 4 year period. So, for example, Joshua Zirkzee was over 3 years. De Ligt and Mazraoui is over 3 years. So if we do the same with Manuel Ugarte, say we pay 45 million, that would only be 15 million this season. And if we get 2025 for Scott McTominay, which would go down as 100% profit, that means we can go and do that deal easily. Even though McTominay only goes for 25 million, it's done on like a calendar year basis. And us raising 25 million straight profit will go a very, very long way in our PSR financial fair play rules. So that's really, really positive. And I can see why Manchester United, are trying to get McTominay out of the club. I just don't think he's good enough for where we want to go, to be honest. And I know some people like him. He's got the right attitude. He's come through the youth academy. He works hard. Like, he ticks some boxes. But from an actual footballing perspective, I think he's average, and that's probably being kind. If you disagree, that's obviously fine. Let me know in the comment section. Like, do you rate Scott McTominay? I personally don't. And yesterday's game was another evidence of that. Like, he came on and he offers nothing. He had a chance to score and he didn't even do that. And the rest of the time he just runs around like a headless chicken. So for me personally, if we can get 25 million for McTominay, I'm taking it and running, because that will then allow us to go and get Manuel Ugarte. And if you actually think about it, right, if we got 25 million for McTominay and we did the Manuel Ugarte deal over a 3 year period, we would only have to pay PSG 15 million this season, which would actually allow us to go and get someone like Sander Berge as well. Sander Berge's available for around 30 million. If you did Sander Berge over a 3 year deal, right? So 30 million divided by 3 is 10. So you'd pay 10 million to Burnley for Sander Berge now, this season, 10 the next, is 10 the season after. And then if we get Manuel Ugarte for, say, 45 million, that would be 15 million to PSG this summer, if you do it over 3 years. So if you add all of that together and you get 25 for McTominay, you could effectively sell McTominay, 25 million straight profit, and then go and buy Manuel Ugarte and Sander Berge with the money that you'd have raised this calendar year. So, yeah, I think it's a no-brainer. McTominay has to go for me without a shadow of a doubt. And it's really good news that Fabrizio's come out in the last couple of minutes saying that he is the more likely option to leave the club this summer, with Casemiro at the moment attracting no interest. But you can let me know your thoughts on everything we've discussed in today's show. I'm going to wrap the video up here, guys. I will be back later on this evening for a live video. Please make sure to smash a like and subscribe before you go. This has been Daily Red Devil, and I'll speak to you all on the next one. Bye for now.